स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्ति रामकृष्णे स्थिता हिय सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। तपोभिक्षीणपापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिणां मुमुक्षूणामपेक्षोऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते। तपोभिक्षीणपापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिणां मुमुक्षूणामपेक्षोऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते। So the purpose of composing this Atmabodha is mentioned in the first verse as we recite every Sunday. Shankara says, I am composing the Atmabodha or self-knowledge to serve the needs of those who have been purified through the practice of austerities and who are peaceful in heart, free from cravings and desirous only of liberation. Last Sunday we were looking at the 67th shloka towards the end, and today we will conclude 67th shloka, little bit idea, summary, and then go to 68, which is the last verse of Atmabodha, which is a summary of all the other shlokas. Before that, as usual, 31 to 40 we will recite. देहान्यत्वान्न मे जन्मः जराकार्ष्यलयादयः शब्दादिविषयैः सङ्गः निरिन्द्रियतया न च अमनस्त्वान्न मे दुःखः रागद्वेषभयादयः अप्राणो ह्यमना शुभ्र इत्यादि श्रुतिशासनात् एतस्मात् जायते प्राणः मनः सर्वेन्द्रियाणि च खं वायुर्ज्योतिरापः पृथिवी विश्वस्य धारिणी निर्गुणो निष्क्रियो नित्यः निर्विकल्पो निरञ्जनः निर्विकारो निराकारो नित्यमुक्तोऽस्मि निर्मलः अहमाकाशवत् सर्वं बहिरन्तर्गतोऽच्युतः सदा सर्वसमसिद्धः निस्सङ्गो निर्मलोऽचलः नित्यशुद्धविमुक्तैकम् अखण्डानन्दमद्वयम् सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तं यत् परं ब्रह्माहमेव तत् एवं निरन्तराभ्यस्ता ब्रह्मैवास्मीति वासना हरत्यविद्याविक्षेपाद् रोगानिवरसायनम् विविक्तदेश आसीनः विरागो विजितेन्द्रियः भावयेदेकमात्मानं तमनन्तमनन्यधीः आत्मन्येवाखिलं दृश्यं प्रविलाप्य धिया सुधीः भावयेदेकमात्मानं निर्मलाकाशवत् सदा रूपवर्णादिकं सर्वं विहाय परमार्थवित् परिपूर्णचिदानन्दः स्वरूपेणावतिष्ठते. Now one recitation, once we'll recite 67, then try to understand. हृदाकाशोदितो ह्यात्मा बोधभानुस्तमोपहृत् सर्वव्यापी सर्वधारी भाति भासयतेऽखिलम् हृदाकाशोदितो ह्यात्मा बोधभानुस्तमोपहृत् सर्वव्यापी सर्वधारी भाति भासयतेऽखिलम्. हृदाकाशो उदितः हि आत्मा, the self which verily rises in the heart space. Hridakasha, we should not think that it is the space in the heart, the physical heart, but in the mind space. In the mind space, something will happen. That is called the mental field. The arena in the mental field, that is the Hridakasha, from where the noble and the humane thoughts gurgle up and flow. There, Bodha Bhanuhu Tamaha Apahrita. Bodha Bhanu Tama Apahrita, which says, the sun of knowledge that destroys all darkness, which it pervades, Sarva Vyapi, the Atma is Sarva Vyapi, it supports all, Sarvadhari, Bhati Bhasayate Akhilam, it shines by itself in the Hridaya Akasha. That is self-evident, self-proving. You don't need some other torch, don't need some other light. You don't need some other support to tell that this is the Atma. It is Sarvadhari, Sarvavyapi, Bhati Bhasayate Akhilam. It shines by itself. It is self-evident. It is self-proving. This is an experience towards the end. Self-knowledge removes darkness. And Bhati Bhasayate Akhilam, it makes all other things shine. Sri Ramakrishna's reference is there. The world is conscious because of the consciousness of God. For him it was mother. Remove the mother factor, everything becomes dead. As the Upanishad teaches us, even a piece of straw will not move. Everything is consciousness. Bhati bhasayate akhilam reveals all other things. Whatever we see in the world, whatever we listen in the world, whatever we talk in the world, vyavahara, morning till night, day after day, from the time you are born till you die, is all because of the consciousness. Whole thing is going on, mechanically speaking, because of the electricity. The lights, the tubes, the mics, the fans, everything is going on because of electricity. Just a split second, the electricity is gone, the whole thing becomes dead matter. There is no life. It becomes useless. Similarly with the Atma. Every moment it is present. Sarva bhati. Bhati bhasayate akilam sarva vyapi sarvadhari. In other words, it is the consciousness. The consciousness reveals the presence of everything. It reveals itself also. Swayam prakashaha. One torchlight, another torchlight, infinity. It reveals itself. Moment as we are going deeper and deeper into spiritual journey, the ignorance is getting deleted, depleted, destroyed, eradicated. Anatma, which we think is Atma, that is ignorance. That also is eliminated. We'll see the rope as a rope only, not as a snake. We don't see a flower in the sky, we see only a cloud, and we realize it is only a formation. Cloud in the sky, Akasha Kusumavat. As if there is a flower. Where is a flower in the sky? Then another illusion is the rabbit is having horns. Impossible. Another example is the shell which is looking like silver coin. Due to the refraction in the beach, ordinary shell, chilligava, it appears, shines. So the ignorant fellow thinks it is a silver coin and runs behind it. Another example is of ignorance, seeing the mirage in the road or seeing the mirage in the desert. Because he is feeling thirsty, the mind has created a whirlpool, the water pool, and he is going behind it. In the lecture on Maya and illusion, Maya and freedom, Swamiji refers his own experience. For one moment he was seeing water, walking behind the water, and the water is receding forward. After nearly 1 kilometer, Swamiji realizes that is a mirage. What a fool I am, aviveki. And that experience, he puts it in a big lecture in Dana Yoga. In different facts. This is a statement of fact, statement of fact, statement of fact, he says. So the consciousness reveals the presence of everything and it reveals itself. Where? In the Hridakasha. When it's absolutely pure, crystal clear, the avivekam totally is eradicated. There's no dust, there's no kalmasha, there's no malinyam. Then in that Hridakasha, the consciousness shines. It's like a door. Occasionally we get some glimpse of that consciousness. And suddenly that fellow will act like a Mahayogi. Occasional. Sudden glimpse. Sudden spark. It happens. But since we do not have that knowledge of the scriptures, we consider it is something else. So the joy is gone. So now you see, just like the sunlight coming through a lens, we know that the sunlight has got the burning power, but by itself it cannot burn the piece of paper. Children are taught bhutaddam, the lens, at a particular angle only. The rays of the sun enters into that lens and it creates that more heat and burns the paper. Similarly with the consciousness and the Hridakasha. Just like the sunlight coming through a lens and can burn an object, similarly in whosoever mind the Aham Brahmasmi idea rises. Because of the purity, because of the intensity, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. The person's mind becomes bright. And that brightness is called what? Moksha. Illuminates. Whole thing is bright only. There is brightness outside, there is a brightness inside. Sarva Vyapi, Sarvadhara, Satchidananda, Nirmalatvam. So the Atman or consciousness is reflected in the thought, pure thought, Aham Brahmasmi thought. That's why in ancient times, what was given is purity. Gayatri Mantra was insisted. The buddhi has to be awakened, prachodana. And Arjuna wanted to listen to Sri Krishna's vibhuti, but Krishna says with this ordinary mind of Arjuna, the Kshatriya Arjuna, you cannot understand what I am saying. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. 10th chapter. After blessing him with a very special buddhi yoga, then Krishna starts what he is or what that consciousness is. Sarasamasmi sagaraha. Nakshatranam shashi. Among the trees I am Ashwatha. Ityadi glory. Vibhuti, Vibhuti, Vibhuti. Nearly 50 Vibhutis he says. And that he says is only an amsha of what I am talking. What I am. It's so just amsha. Last Sloka. There's so much. That seeing that amsha itself, Arjuna is flabbergasted. He's shocked. And then he has that deeper bhakti, deeper desire. He wants to see Vishwarupa also. He has heard to Vibhuti Yoga, Vibhutis of the Lord. Now he wants to have the Vishwarupa Darshana, which he gets. And for that also Krishna says, with the Charma Chakshu, with the ordinary eyes of a human being, you cannot, my son. There he gives him what? Divya Chakshu. So Arjuna is blessed with Buddhi Yoga. He is blessed with Divya Chakshu. 10th chapter, 11th chapter, then Bhakti starts. How to attain that God. So, when the internal darkness is destroyed by Buddhi, awakened Buddhi, pure Buddhi, sharpened Buddhi, to what extent? Till that light shines, that's all. We have to do that much of sadhana. Self-realization or moksha takes place, which is the phalam which is the fruit of the sadhana. Years and years of sadhana. That's why in the 43rd verse, if we refer of this Atmabodha, 43rd, same idea comes, he had explained, he had mentioned it. Sloka number 43. He says, Aruneneva bodhena, Aruneneva bodhena, Purvam santamase hrute. See the same words. Tata avirbhaved atma, Tata avirbhaved atma, Swayameva amshumaniva. I read again, listen carefully. Aruneneva bodhena, Aruna, which comes before sunrise. By 4 o'clock. Sri Ramakrishna mentions this idea. It is as soon as that on the eastern horizon there is that crimson color, then be sure sun is going to rise. That is Muhurta, just after Brahma Muhurta. Arunenena bodhena, Aruna comes, the charioteer. Purvam tan tamase hrite, Tataha avirbhaved atma, later the atma rises. As the sun appears after the destruction of darkness, by dawn, so Atman appears after the destruction of ignorance by knowledge. Aham Brahmasmi, knowledge. 43rd Sloka, here 67th Sloka, we get that parallel understanding. So, the Atman appears after the destruction of ignorance by knowledge. As the approach of dawn, the darkness rolls off, and the light of its own glory brings everything clearly to our cognition. There is transparency, there is clarity. Then what happens? So too at the dawn of wisdom, all knowledge bursts up to our awareness. Hridakashodito hyatma bodha bhanus tamaha apahrit sarvavyapi sarvadhari bhati bhasayate khilam. This is the 67th Shloka. Sustainer of all, that is the Atman as Brahman, is unshakable, that is the foundation of the universe and its objects. That is why Swamiji mentions, we read during the retreat in the afternoon, spirituality alone lives, soul alone lives, God alone lives, hold on to that. So from the Anatma state, we come to the Atma state. Next, we shall take up the last verse of this great book, verse number 68. Please repeat. Digdesha kala dhyanapeksha sarvagam. Digdesha kala dhyanapeksha sarvagam. Shitadihran nitya Sukham niranjanam. Shitadihrit nitya sukham niranjanam. Yasvatma tirtham. Yasvatma tirtham. Bhajate vinishkriyaha. Bhajate vinishkriyaha. Yas sarva vid sarva, sa sarva vid sarva gataha, amruto bhavet, sa sarva vid sarva gato amruto bhavet. Once more. Digdesha kala dhyanapeksha sarvagam, dhyanapeksha sarvagam. Shitadhirannitya sukham niranjanam. Dhirannitya sukham niranjanam. Yasvatma tirtam bhajate vinishkriyah. Svatma tirtam bhajate vinishkriyah. Sasarvavit sarvagato mruto bhavet. Sarvavit sarvagato mruto bhavet. Since the meter is long, like Bhagavad Gita, this changes. Dig, Desha, Kala, Adi. What is Dig? Directions. Desha, Kala, Adi. That is time, space, causation. All these had come in the earlier shlokas. Dig, Desha, Kala, Adi. Anapeksha Sarvagam. That which does not depend upon the directions. What is that which does not depend? The consciousness, the Atman. It depends upon itself. Rather, consciousness has to direction has to depend on the Atma. It's like going in a particular direction, I am lost. I need to be aware which direction I am going. Otherwise, in the vast sea of samsara, tapatraya, where you are going, you will get lost. Everything appears real. You take the help of the Guru and inquire whether I am going in the right direction. But for the Atma, it doesn't require any direction because it is everywhere. Sarvavyapi. You say it is only east, west, north, south. It is everywhere. So, that which does not depend upon direction, dik, space, desha, kala, time, and is present everywhere, shitadi hrit, remover. The hrit means remover. Remover of what? Shita adi. What are we suffering from now? Winter. Then, before that, we had rainy season, unprecedented rain. Then spring will come, then summer will come. Every time we cry, oh, it is hot, it is cold. Who knows what was temperature last year, December 14? It must have been colder. So all our vyavaharam is only on the space-time causation. One who delves on the Atman, for him, no worry at all. Shitadirat, remover. He removes all the dualities, all the dvandva which we are struggling, tug of war. Sukha, dukkha, shita, ushna, like that. Nitya sukham niranjanam. See the lines. Shitadirat nitya sukham niranjanam. Quality comes here. That which is the destroyer of heat and cold, dvandva anubhava. There is no dvandva anubhava in the yogi. Eternal bliss and stainless. Niranjanam. Very stain for in the pure space. Many examples are given. The wind carries the bad smell also, but it is not affected. Ganga is ever pure, Sri Ramakrishna says. Brahmavari. Somebody doubted the purity of Holy Mother. But Sri Ramakrishna declined whole thing. She is so pure. Sharada. Sharada cannot be full of Anjana. She is ever pure Mother. Pavitram Charitam, Pavitram Jivanam, Pavitrata Swarupam. To such Pavitrata Swarupini I am doing Namaskaram again. Tasyai Kurmo Namo Namaha. That purity. Destroyer of heat and cold, which is called Dvandva Anubhava. Eternal bliss and stainless or pure in one word. Niranjanaha. Nitya Sukhaha. Yas Svatma Tirtam Bhajate Vinishkriyaha. Beautiful idea. Why people go to Tirtham, Tirtha Kshetram, Sri Shailam, Bhadrachalam, Tirumala? Because it is pure. places are pure. Sages have meditated. Poets have composed so many songs. They have adored God. They have seen God. They have played with God. People go to Pandharpur in spite of the rush, in spite of the push, in spite of the dirt. Why? Purity. But here when it comes to Advaita consciousness, whole Tirtham is inside. You need not go anywhere. Nityam Ananda Murtim, we say Sri Ramakrishna. Always blissful. When somebody used to ask Revered Swami Ranganathan, how are you, Swami? He says, we are always full of joy, Anandam. I have stomachache, I enjoy. Can you enjoy? Our toothache, so nice it is. We enjoy. So interesting. He says, you people have to tell me how you are. So many times I have heard Maharaj counter-attacking. Somebody asks, how you are? He said, first tell me how you are. You are having samsara tapatraya? No, not 3, maybe 300. We have no problem. Our problem also is Anandam. Vishada Yoga. Arjuna Vishada Yoga. So, my mother said, full of joy. Where did mother go? Later on only she went for a pilgrimage for change of mind. She was full of joy. Mother's love. So here he says, Tirtham bhajate vinishkriya yasvatma. He who worships at the holy shrine of such a being in his own self. The Tirtham is his own self. Renouncing all activities. Vinishkriya. There is no karma. There is no other rituals, activities. He's just there, blissful like a child. Swami Shantanandaji, Holy Mother's disciple, was like that. They say, those who met him and those who were, he was a Brahmagnani. His skin was like butter, like Sri Ramakrishna, Shantanandaji. Just in a corner in Belur Math, in one room, Premananda Memorial, he used to stay just opposite of Swamiji's temple. Always Anandam, Shantananda, according to the name he lived. So, Saha Sarvavit Sargataha Amrutaha Bhavet. Such a one becomes all-knowing, omniscient, becomes one with the all-pervading Atma and immortal. That is the supreme phalam which the seeker gets. So here in this Sloka 68, the splendid spiritual feast of Atmabodha, actually there are 5 important summaries in these 68 shlokas. This I will hint and stop, and later we will conclude that and take new subject for next 1 year. Shlokas number 1 to 5, if you can remember, all of you, those who have been attending. Today, as per my list, it is 74th class. That means 74th Sunday, in between with some gaps. So it is a spiritual feast, 68 shlokas. 1 to 5 is the spiritual journey Shankara refers to. It is a roadmap that he gives in 2 segments. One is the karma segment, another is the gnana segment. It's like going to America. From here, you go to Dubai, stay 3-4 hours, then take another flight, then go. 6 to 14, shloka number 6 to 14 is the second summary, second chapter. Shankara speaks about the problems of adhyasa, superimposition, which is the cause of samsara tapatraya. Then the third part is 15 to 30. Shloka number 15 to 30. He speaks about Shravana and Manana, which is part of Gnana Yoga. Listen and think. which is in short, self-inquiry process. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Then 31 to 41, Nididhyasana, the third sadhana in Vedanta. First two are Shravana and Manana. The second one, last part is Nididhyasana. It is very unique. That is 41 sloka. Assimilation or internalization of self-knowledge. Then 42 to 68. Shankara teaches us, Adi Shankara, the Gnana Phalam and Gnana Mahima. This is the total summary of 68 slokas. Now you see, the splendid spiritual feast of Atmabodha is brought to an end with this verse. What does he say? The spiritual journey is summed up in this verse. Where will you reach? Where will you merge? So the Atma is compared to a pilgrimage center in your own self, Tirtham. You're so divine. Each soul is potentially divine. Can you? That is Swamiji's truth. In English, he put it, each soul is potentially divine. So many divine qualities are there. No doshas, no kalmashas, only eternal bliss. Nitya Niranjanam. So every jiva, we are tired. The seeker is tired. The human being is tired of the cycle of births and deaths. Again and again, again and again, again and again. Tapatrayas, tapatrayas, tapatrayas. But still some people are like worms, Sri Ramakrishna says. Lokna pok. Having got this human life, enjoy the tirtham. So if the jiva is tired of this cycle of birth and death, he will get some cool water. If you are going in a desert, if suddenly you see cool water, you will not think of anything else, you will plunge inside. You will be refreshed. That is the experience of the self-knowledge, Atmabodha. How happy he will be, how cool he will be, how refreshed he will be. Vinishkriyaha, that is why the word used, Vinishkriyaha. What does Vinishkriya means? It reduces the anatma pursuits of life. What we are thinking as Atma, which is anatma in Vedanta, it will all stop. He will stop running behind the mirage. He will stop running behind the shells. He will not see the serpent at all. Total cleansing of his eyesight. Anapekshya, transcending all limitations. See the words, Vinishkriyaha, Anapekshaha. All limitations are unlimited because it is not conditioned by Desha, Kala, Nimitta. So whether the sea is calm or stormy, the sun always shines. It is for you to navigate. Similarly, the pure Atman, the truth which is behind time, space and causality, which is the pure consciousness in all awareness. Jagrita avastha, swapna avastha, sushupti avastha, turiya avastha, that consciousness is always there. Which is the substratum on which all these pluralistic things, multiplicity, duality, dvandva, anubhava, everything is dvandva for us, crying, complaining. All that play will be eradicated. Then the seeker will realize that the one consciousness which illuminates the entire creation. Without it, nothing will exist anywhere. What will exist? Your own self. Atman alone exists. Atman alone pervades. That is the conviction of reading the scriptures, studying the scriptures. So with this, we come to the end of Atmabodha. The summary part, which is spiritual journey, Problems of Adhyasa, Shravana Manana, part of Gnana Yoga, Nididhyasana, assimilation or internalization of self-knowledge, then Gnana Phalam and Gnana Mahima. We'll just take a few points from each step. After 2 Sundays, we'll give a small break. We have got other programs here and there. So traveling time is come. So we'll meet again for a new subject, which I thought will continue with this flow of thoughts last 1.5 years. We'll take up Upanishads in daily life. That is our subject, where all the Upanishads, summaries, Isha, Kena, Kata, Prashna, Mundaka, Mandukya, Taittiriya, Chandogya, Brihadaranyaka, 10 principal Upanishads, little by little, what is important in that, we can take it up for discussion and chanting, etc. Because all this Atmabodha is reference from the Upanishads itself. So by the grace of Sri Ramakrishna and blessings of Raghunathanji, we shall meet again in 2026, next year. Next week 21, then 28, then Kalpataru, then 4th of January, we'll meet for a new subject. In that subject, we'll take up these 5, conclude and go to the new subject. Okay? Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.